Boom! Haha! What up, ladies and gentlemen? So, in this video, this is for all the music makers out there, because we are the dreamers of. We are. How FX Twin says that. We are the dreamers of the dreams that we dreamed in a dream. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. I want to make it like a two-part, maybe like I'm going to make it like a one video or two videos, I don't know. But I'm going to show you my music making philosophy and what I use and what I intend to keep on using and keep on mastering it, keep on perfecting it. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you use, it is not the software, it is not the hardware. Well, sometimes it is the hardware and sometimes maybe it be the software, but I really believe that you're gonna cut a lot of corners with my guidance. But at the end of the day, it is not the only way where I'm going. It is my way. Did it my way. So, yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, which means that I have been, quote unquote, a victim of the software, the music making software industry, and it is not only me, but I believe that almost everyone. And after a lot of years, almost 10 years, no, it is 10 years, after 10 years of making music, I really wasted a lot of time on a lot of different companies and trying different things and all that. And at the end of the day, I realized that it is not about what you use, but it is about how you use it. And a lot of times, like 90% of the times, you will find out that you can do a lot of even better stuff than your predecessors did. Okay? So if I really am about to follow my mentors way, like I wouldn't like find myself. So at the end of the day, you have like to go your way, even though my mentors use a lot of different stuff. I don't know why I'm using what I'm using, but I really like what I'm using. So let's go. My DAW of choice, it is Logic Pro. And why it is Logic Pro? Here I am making music, right? Let's log it in. Well, first of all, I love Logic Pro, and the reason it is because it is an Apple product. So whatever happens with the Macs, with their lineup, like the Mac Minis, MacBooks, whatever, like computers, this thing right here will always be up to date. And because Apple, it is like a crazy and very good company, especially when it comes to computers. This thing right here will always be up to date and will always, especially now with the AI and where this whole thing it is going, I believe that other companies will fall back in a way. And also I have seen what these guys they do. They do not have an ego like other companies, when it comes to DAW. For example, let's be honest right now, like Ableton, it's a honorable mention. I have used Ableton in the past, and sometimes, I would advise you, if you do not have a Mac and all that, and you use Windows and you have a PC and you are starting out or whatever, you can start out with Ableton. But Ableton has a different philosophy, especially when it comes to the mixing. so it doesn't follow the traditional path of the mixing boards and all that. It has like, it will take a little bit like to get used to it, and if you learn Ableton, then it will get a little bit difficult to get used to other DAWs which follow like the. But Ableton is like very, very, so to speak, revolutionary. And what I like about Apple is that they do not have like an ego, and they they straight out like they copy, like the revolution that Ableton does. So in a way, it is like having an Ableton right here, but with the power of Logic Pro and Ableton, right? So I love a lot Logic Pro. It has that traditional path. It has a couple of good synthesizers. They try to create compressor emulators and all that. EQ emulators, like what other companies like they kind of like push forward. But it's not that you kind of need them, so to speak, so much because of this other company. Also, the new samplers, they are very, very good. Basically, to tell you the truth, you don't need anything else, right? You just need this thing right here. If you don't care about a lot of details, and you just want to make like music, and you want to make music and you don't care, you just love music, right? And okay, let's make and upload it, right? If you want that, that's what you need. That's the only thing that you need. You learn Logic Pro, you are good. Now, if you wanna go a step forward, right? And you are like me, but you don't wanna waste time, money, and also effort, because you do everything by yourself, right? You're a producer, you write the song, you produce it, right? Then you have to mix it. Then you have to master it. You know what I mean? Now, if in the mixing and in the mastering, you go the path of all the other mixing engineers, and these people, like it is their job, right? So in a way, they would go like very, very deep into. So guys, I'm using this compressor from this company, and then I'm using that other compressor from that other company, and then I'm using this EQ from this company, and this EQ from this other company, and then this plugin, which is a double saturator plus double EQ plus triple compressor plus whatever, you know what I mean? So in a way, you get lost into all those interfaces. Oh yeah, but I know what I do. You get lost into all those interfaces, and you're a human, and you tend to mix with your eyes, and then I will take you to a different path, right? So, and my philosophy has started right now in 2026, where I got the new Mac Mini, and I will talk to you about the hardware. And I said to myself, okay, when I had like the Hackintosh, I downloaded everything, you know what I mean? Because when you make money, then you invest into the companies that you love so much. But so I had and I was going crazy, and this and that, and watching tutorials from this mixing engineer, from this other, on this and that, all that, which in a way, to tell you the truth, I find it a BS philosophy, right? And a waste of time. So let's say that you want to go like to the mixing engineer, you know what I mean? Like, let's go. Path. After all these years, right? Well, first of all, it is this right here. Honorable mention, Ableton. But because maybe like you will start like with Windows and all that. So don't wait like to get a Mac, right? In order to get right here. But Ableton is good, right? and it will help you a lot. And maybe like you fall in love with Ableton, you never go like to Logic. I also, when I was like 15 years old, I played with FL Studio, but at that time I didn't know anything. I learned everything on Ableton, and then I transitioned into Logic when I created like the Hackintosh, and now I'm on the Mac Mini with Logic, and I know it like. So, number one for me, number one, the greatest of all time, the GOAT of the mixing space, mixing, mastering, you can say mastering too, but let's say mixing, right? It is this company right here, these guys right here, which I love them very, very, very much. It is called Fab Filter, right? I don't know if you know them. Well, if you are in the mixing space, of course you know them. Now, these guys, right? Let's look this one. So these guys, what they did with their company is tremendous. I love them so much. I really respect them a lot. Of course, as you may know, like I'm not like affiliated with them, but I would love like to be affiliated with them. FabFilter, one of the greatest companies, the most innovative companies. Let's glaze them because they deserve it. Tremendous products. They have everything, because I read them down. I wrote it down right here because I wanna relearn the programs. They have compressor, de-esser, gate, limiter, multiband compressor, equalizers, one equalizer, but it does everything, especially the Q4. Saturator, great, delay, filter, and an exceptional reverb, which it has like, they have put like something very good there, which I'm gonna explain a little bit. So, well, first of all, yesterday I got in touch with their new compressor, the C3, which is amazing. And why am I going to tell you why it is amazing? So their company, they were they used to focus a lot on, they went out of that, okay, let's emulate the old stuff, right? Which almost all the other companies they do, right? Which is a lack of innovation, because at the end of the day, we only go forward. Okay, yeah, great compressor. The compressor in the 80s, in the 90s, right? In the 70s, in the 60s. Great reverbs, great whatever. Great equalizers, they give the musical taste and all that. But at the end of the day, we're going forward. And we need like to innovate. So what they did is that they went the other way. Like they innovated. They made their products, instead like of emulating, and they made their products like so precise and so good, man, like everything. So they have like 90% of mixing. This company right here, it has, right? Of course, like Logic has everything, but we're talking about wink wink. And now what these monsters of engineering did, it's like, now they went and they focused on that emulation that they lacked. For example, like their equalizer, the Q4, right? Now it has like two styles where it emulates old equalizers, you know what I mean? Like you can do like your EQ and all that, and then you don't want that precision of the Q, right? Of their EQ. Now you put like, it has like a button, boom, and it sounds like, it gives like a little bit of that saturator that is so good, and it feels like it is an old EQ, right? And it gives that taste. The same thing they did with the C3, their new compressor, right? Now their new compressor, it has like a new like part which it had like in the C2, but now it's like more, it's better, and it has like more styles. With is like the vintage, and now they emulate the old compressors if you want, if you wish that sound, right? So, and also like with the reverb, the reverb is so good because now you can throw like in the R2, like I don't know if it was like in the first reverb, but in the second reverb you can go like and get by like in the internet the Bricasti samples, right? Or maybe like they sell IR samples on vintage reverbs and all that stuff, and you can get that, throw it there, it emulates it 90%, let's say, let's be like with it emulates it 90%. It is so good. That 10%, it is like very placebo. So it is everything, you know what I mean? Like it has everything. It's so good, right? I love this company. Their limiter is also like very good. It has that one-on-one. You push it up, comes down, you know what I mean? Levels. The saturator is great because you need a saturator, a strong saturator, right? And it can do multi-bands. It has like different styles of saturation, everything. Multi-band compressor, DSR, delay, everything is great. So I love this company, right? These two like are the most favorite that I use, right? Now, let's go to this one, because we go now to mastering, right? After we mixed the song, right? We produced it, etc. We mixed it. And now let's go to iZotope Ozone. Right now, I use the iZotope Ozone 11, and I really love this product from iZotope. I really like it. And it is just this, man, mastering. It is focused there on mastering, and you just master it. You know what I mean? It has great plugins that I'm still kind of learning and getting into what they do and all that. Great maximizer. It has a couple of vintage stuff there. It has also AI, which helps you like start the mastering, and yeah, that's it. Great plugin. I love it. iZotope Ozone. Now, let's go into some honorable mentions, right? Let's start like with vocals. Okay, so with vocals, Melodyne is the king, right? It tunes the vocals. I love it very much, especially the ARA, which you use it like with Logic Pro. Right now I use it like in Rosetta. You just throw the Melodyne there, you click play, it shows everything. Control A, it highlights everything, and then just like go it like to 21%. That's the most I do like with Melodyne. I don't like surgically do stuff. It is like very fast. Can I also do Melodyne vocal tuning on Logic? Yes, I can, but I prefer Melodyne, you know, for that tiny bit. Now, after Melodyne, I use this plugin right here. It's called Vocaline, right? And what Vocaline does, it's like, let's say like you have like a main vocal, right? Main vocal, and you record it doubles. One double right here, one double right there, right? Now, you are not perfect, so your doubles, they might go like a little bit out of time. Even if they are perfect, somewhere like it is like a little bit out of time. You are rushing, you are dragging, whatever. So Vocaline, what it does, it says like, okay, here is the vocal, and now this vocal and that vocal, timing wise, they will go exactly the same like the main, right? So you align the vocals like very, very fast. You even though like you can do it like with Logic, It will take a lot of time for you like to, okay, like let's put this right here and stretch this out. And so this thing right here, this plugin right here, it does it like very fast, very intuitive, etc., etc. So these two are for the vocals. This is the whole workstation, mixing right here, mastering right here, vocal tuning and timing right here. So Logic has, and also FabFilter has a Twin 3. It's called Twin 3 synthesizer. It is a very good synthesizer. Simple, you can do all the simple stuff, right? There, very good. And also Logic has a lot of synthesizers. It has the ES2, which you can do a lot of stuff. It has also Alchemy, which like it has like, I never really liked Alchemy, to tell you the truth, but I liked ES2. And it has also like a couple of old synthesizers. It has also pianos and almost everything, right? But this thing right here, it is the top of the top of the top of synthesizers, right? Serum 2. The Serum, the original one, also like the best. Serum 2, I love it. What can you say, right? Even though most of the times I personally, right, I do not like use its full potential. Maybe I'm gonna use like 40% of what this synthesizer can do. Simple wavetables and all that. But it has a great sound, right? What can you say? Serum 2. You can create everything, especially if you are into sound synth engine, sound creation and all that. You can create everything with Serum. It sounds good, sounds great. Also, what I really like, it is Korg, the Korg VST. I really, 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 really love the Triton. It is an emulation of the original Triton, and I started using the Triton because I loved a lot of Pharrell's music, right? And with Chad Hugo, right? Neptunes, but mostly like Pharrell. And Pharrell uses a lot the Triton, the guitars there and all that, which they sound robotic, and it has like a super duper, super beautiful style. I also wanted to play with the M1, the Korg M1, because like it has like so many good samples there, but I couldn't, unfortunately. So yeah, Korg. Now let's go. Also, I forgot to say, when it comes to mixing, what FabFilter lacks, in my opinion, it is like a good clipper. And a good clipper I found into a company called Kazrock. It's called K-Clip 3. It is a great clipper. It is like the limiter right here, but into the L2, but into a K-clip, into a clipper. You know what I mean? It's like so good, so powerful. It has a lot of great features. So yeah, that's also an honorable mention, because sometimes like you want to clip the drums, the kick, all that, and you want to also keep your levels, because in the beginning, when you didn't know how to clip, I used to like just like put the gain up and all that. So, and distort everything, go red. So we said mixing, mastering, right? Now we said like synthesizers, what I use on the synthesizers. And now let's go into the drums. No. This is the kick 2, right? It's called kick 2. This thing right here, it is a synthesizer also, but it only produces kicks, right? It is supposed to be an EDM software plugin, but I found out that a lot of times in my mixing, my kicks didn't sound great, and as much as I would clip them and maybe like limit them or whatever I would try to do, or like put the gain up, or like lower everything, lower the whole mix just for the kick to stand out, it happened nothing. It made everything worse and worse and worse. So what kick 2 did is that it, first of all, inside the plugin, the initial samples of the kick that you are using, they are top tier. One, that. Two, a kick, it's not just the doop, doop. It's also the tss, tss, you know what I mean? So it has like a lot of samples that you can... I'm back. So, yeah, what happens like with the kick, it's like it has a lot, it is the boominess of it, you know what I mean? And the high end, the mid of it, and all that. I used to see a lot of people, you know, like on the YouTube, they would get like 4 kicks and all that, and they would stack them, and they would EQ and all that, and it is like so counterproductive, you know what I mean? Because if you spend like so much time into creating, let's say, like a kick or a snare or a drum sample, instead like of dedicating, you know, like dedicating time throughout like your music production years into, you know, like finding great samples and all that. But a lot of samples on the internet, they are like very heavily compressed and they are out of tune from your track. And what Kick 2 does, it's like, first of all, from the get-go, you tune your drum into the key of your song, right? First of all, that. Then you choose how much you want the top end to how your top end wants to sound, how your mid wants to sound, how your low wants to sound, and then you might wanna, you know, like EQ and all that. But from the get-go, so the kick, it is like, it's very important, right? And let's go like into, since we talk about the kick and we talked about the samples, let's go like to this right here. Well, this right here, it's nothing basically. It is drums, and not only you need like high-end samples, you know what I mean, but you need also, you know, like, because like a lot of producers, they are like, they use samples, you know what I mean, and from the samples they create like their music. But especially in the beginning of your career, using samples and then trying to clear them and all that, it is like very bad. So, I'm sorry guys. So what you need to do is that you should focus on finding, we are talking about drums mostly, because everything else you might have it already. You need to find high-end drum samples, and once you find them and you build your own like catalog of drum samples, and you have them like in your arsenal, sometimes, you know, like there are 2 ways to go with those drum samples. The first one is to go like to sites, you know, like on the internet, with a subscription fee and all that, or maybe like on the Reddit, a couple of guys like they go on the Reddit, but to get like folders of drums that they are like together, you know what I mean? So we have like this, and they have the kick, the snare, the hi-hats and all that, and they are like together. It's not like the hi-hat of an organic drum paired with a snare of an 808 machine with a kick from a 707 and all that, you know what I mean? So it is like everything, like it is from an 808 machine, so everything it is like one. So they have like a certain style. The first road is this. The second road is like what I said, like in the beginning, but you need like a lot of taste, you know what I mean? Like to really like pick the samples so that they can sound like cohesive. Your drums should sound, you know, like they are like together. And how you do also that, it is you have like to tune your drums into your song key. And how you do that is that there are certain frequencies that you tune, like the snare. There are certain frequencies that you tune your hi-hats and all that. In my FabFilter EQ, I have like presets, you know what I mean? Like tune the snare. So when I go like to a snare, I throw the preset there, it highlights the certain frequency, and in that frequency, from here to here, I see which frequency jumps up. But there is certain frequencies, and I would advise you like to talk like with Gemini, right? Or maybe in the future I'm going to make like a video. I don't know, like if you when you see this video, just comment down below and let me know if you want a music making video tutorial from the beginning till the end, how to make a music, right? How to make a song. And yeah, so tune your drums, right? And now let's go like to the last one. The last one, it is called, it is from the Ample Sound, and it is the Bass J. It is a bass, you know what I mean? Now, a lot of people might say, oh yeah, but there is also like a lot of bass right here. You can create bass from here. You can create bass from the synthesizers here. And also Logic has a bass, right? And you create also bass here, etc. Or you can even like get samples and you create bass from here. But this one, the Bass J, it sounds, I love this bass. It sounds like very humanesque, so to speak, right? And I don't know, I just like it, and I use it when I want to make like a pop song, or when I want to make like a rock kind of song and all that. When I don't want to make a pop rock song, or maybe like a ballad, I might go into the high-end samples, right? But the 808s, you know what I mean? So you get into the internet again and you find like cool 808s, you tune them before like you use them. Or I might go like here in the Tritone, or in the Serum also, synthesizer also here, and of course like Logic. But yeah, when I want like a real bass sound, you know, like from, let's say, like somebody like plays the bass and also slaps the bass and all that, I go here into Ample Sound, into Bass J. And yeah, this was it when it comes to software. And the next video will be hardware, right? So, without any further ado, peace and love. Bye.